We're going to talk about long division of 3-digit dividends. We already have a question on the screen. So we write in the format how we're doing the long division. We write our 215 first. Then we have a sign on top of it. And then we write our division, the number that is doing the division outside of this sign. So for the first step, to divide, we look at the first number inside the sign. So we know that 2 divided by 5 cannot go through. 5 cannot enter into 2. So we need a bigger number. So we take the next number along with the first number. We are taking 21 now. 21 divided by 5. You know that 5 can go into 21 4 times. So we have 4 here. That's the first step. Done the division. Next thing is to multiply the 4 and this one here. So 4 times 5 is 20. So we've done the multiplication. Next step is to subtract. We subtract 21 from 20. So 1 minus 0, we have 1. 2 minus 2, we have 0 here. So we don't write 0, just leave it blank. Then the next step is to drop down this next number, which is 15. The first question we ask ourselves is, can 5 go into the first number here, which is 1? It cannot go. So we pick the next number and pair it with 1. So we have 15 for the two numbers. Can 5 go into 15? Yes, 5 can go into 15 3 times. So you carry 3 here. The next step is to use 3 and multiply 5. So if you use 3 and multiply 5, we have 15. Like we did before, we subtract. So we don't have 5 minus 5, 0. 1 minus 1 is still 0. So when we get to a point where we get a 0 or a number that is lower than 5, we stop the process. So this simply means that the remainder here is 0. This simply means that 215 divided by 5 is equal to this answer here, 43, remainder 0. Or simply, since it's remainder 0, you can simply just write is equal to 43. To take another example, let's say we have 313 divided by 4. You can pause the video and try to solve this one yourself. So like we did before, we write our sign, our division sign, 313. Then we write 4 outside of it. So the question is to ask ourselves, for the first number, 3 divided by 4. Can 4 go into 3? No. So we pick the next two numbers. So we have 31 for the first two numbers. Dividing it by 4. 4 can go into 31 7 times. So we have 7 here. 7 times 4 is 28. So we'll be using those two numbers that we used before. We're going to be subtracting them by 28. 1 minus 8 can go. You pull 1 from here, borrow 1 from here to this place. You have 11 minus 8. That's 3. And then remember we borrowed 1 from here, so this is now 2. So 2 minus 2 is 0. We don't write 0, we leave in black. Then we drop down the next number. So we ask ourselves the same question. Can 3 be divided by 4? Can 4 go into the first number here? No, it doesn't. So we have to pick the next number and pair them together. So this is 33 divided by 4. How many times does 4 go into 33? 8 times. So we know that 8 times 4 is 32. So we know that 3 minus 2 is 1. And 3 minus 3 is 0. So we ask ourselves the question again. How many times does 4 go into 1? It cannot. And this number is smaller than 4. So we end our steps here. This simply means that 313 divided by 4 is equal to 78, remainder 1. So we can say this is the remainder. Let's take another example. We are solving 545 divided by 25. So you can pause the video and try to solve this one yourself. Okay, so like we did before, we write our division sign, 545, and then we have 25. outside. We look at the first number. How many times does 25 go into 5? It doesn't. So we pick the first two numbers. First two numbers is 54. How many times does 25 go into 54? Twice. So we write 2 here. So 2 times 25 is 50. Then we do our subtraction like we've been doing before. So we're using the first two numbers here. So 4 minus 0 is 4. 5 minus 5 is 0. So I'll leave it blank. Next step would be to drop down this number. So we have 5 here. So we ask ourselves the question again. How many times does 25 go into the first number here? 4. 0 times. So we have to pick the first two numbers. How many times does 25 go into 45? We have ones. 1 times 25 here is 25. Next step is to subtract. 5 minus 5 is 0. 4 minus 2 is 2. So we have 20. 25 doesn't go into the first number or the two numbers here. This means that the remainder here is 25. So our answer here means that 545 divided by 25 is equal to 21, remainder 20. So let's take another two divisor example. In this example, we have 562 divided by 20. So from here we have 20 and then the division sign of 562. So we ask ourselves, how many times does 20 go into the first number here? It doesn't. So we pick the first two numbers. How many times does 20 go into 56? The answer is 2. So 2 times 20 is 40. Then we go to the next step, which is subtract. So we have 6 minus 0 is 6. 5 minus 4 is 16. Then we drop down this 2 here. 20 cannot enter this first number. 20 cannot enter 16. So we have to pick the three numbers. So how many times does 20 go into 162? Here 20 can go into 162 8 times. So 8 times 20 is 160. Then we subtract. So from here we know that 2 minus 0 is 2. 6 minus 6 is 0. 1 minus 1 is 0. So this number is smaller than 20 here. So we stop the process of dividing. So this simply implies that 562 divided by 20 is equal to this answer here, which is 28, remainder 2. That is how to solve long division with 3 digits dividends. If you like the video, leave a thumbs up, leave a comment. It helps the channel. Thanks for watching again.